Breaking news from the Middle East that has shaken global travel, shaken world markets, and could reshape geopolitics for years. Iran has launched retaliatory strikes that hit Dubai's international airport. Flights are suspended, people are running for cover, and governments around the world are scrambling to respond. Today, we're unpacking the full story, what happened, why it matters, and where this conflict could go next. Let's dive in. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel carried out a major airstrike campaign against Iran. Dubbed by U.S. military officials as Operation Epic Fury, these strikes targeted Iranian military infrastructure, command centers, air defenses, and key government sites, even reportedly damaging the compound of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Western officials described the action as an effort to neutralize imminent threats posed by Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile capabilities. Within hours of the initial assault, Iran responded with a massive wave of missile and drone strikes across the Middle East, from Kuwait to Bahrain to Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. Iranian missiles streaked through the skies, setting off air raid sirens and forcing defensive responses. Many projectiles were intercepted, but the sheer scale marked a dramatic escalation in regional tensions. This wasn't a small skirmish, it was a regional military confrontation unprecedented in recent decades. Perhaps the most shocking development has been the strike on Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest international hub. Iranian missiles and drones struck the airport, damaging a concourse and injuring at least 4 airport staff while passengers fled through smoke-filled terminals. Terminals were evacuated as authorities scrambled to manage the chaos. Officials confirmed partial damage and quickly contained any fires, but the psychological impact was huge. This airport handles tens of millions of travelers every year, and its temporary shutdown has caused travel chaos across the globe, with flights canceled, rerouted, or indefinitely delayed. Nearby luxury landmarks, including hotels and residential districts on Dubai's famous Palm Jumeirah, were also hit or affected by missiles and interceptor debris, showing just how far Iran's retaliation reached. Passengers described panicked evacuations and smoke-filling concourses, a scene few ever expected in this normally secure and cosmopolitan city. This conflict is not contained to the Middle East. The global ripple effects are already being felt. Air travel disruption from Europe to Asia. Flights crossing the Gulf have been canceled or diverted. Oil and energy markets. Tensions in the Gulf usually send oil prices surging due to fear of supply disruption. Diplomacy on edge. World leaders from Europe, Asia, and Africa are calling for restraint and a escalation. The stakes couldn't be higher. We're seeing a Middle East conflict that could pull in alliances, stock markets, and supply chains across continents. Gulf leaders have reacted with alarm. The United Arab Emirates publicly urged Iran to go back to your senses after strikes on Dubai. Abu Dhabi, Doha, and Kuwait. Iran, on the other hand, vowed to continue strikes until its perceived enemies are defeated, a chilling statement given the scale of the conflict. International powers like France and Britain have called for restraint, while the United Nations has held emergency meetings. Analysts warn that any miscalculation now could escalate this into a broader regional war, a nightmare scenario for diplomacy and human life alike. What comes next? Will diplomacy step in? Will we see negotiations, ceasefires, or further escalation? One thing is clear: the world has changed in the last 72 hours. Stay tuned as this story continues to develop. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit subscribe for daily global news explained, no faces, just facts. Drop a comment below on what you think will happen next in the Middle East. And as always, stay informed, stay aware.
Heading into the game, oddsmakers had installed the Los Angeles Lakers as clear favorites. laying roughly 3.5 to 4.5 points on the spread, with a projected high-scoring affair expected by many experts. Golden State Warriors, meanwhile, were underdogs on their home floor, grappling with a mounting injury list that robbed them of key stars. But this wasn't your usual preview. The Warriors were decimated by absences, with Stephen Curry out for his 10th straight game due to a knee injury, and Kristaps Porzingis unavailable due to illness. That left Golden State scrambling to find offensive firepower. Before tip-off, analysts pinpointed a few key advantages for LA, with LeBron James and Luka Doncic healthy. The Lakers had superior star power and playmaking. Betting models even predicted a Lakers cover on the spread, with a high total score expected. Many pundits felt this matchup could swing widely in LA's favor if the Warriors couldn't compensate for Curry's absence. Talk Across Sports betting forums highlighted that without a primary scorer, Golden State's offense risked stagnating, and that could prove costly against a Lakers squad capable of explosive scoring when firing on all cylinders. What happened next shocked even some of the boldest bettors. The Lakers didn't just win, they dominated. Behind 26 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds from Luka Doncic, coinciding with his *27th birthday, and 22 points from LeBron James with nearly a triple-double, the Lakers stormed to a 129-101 victory. Led almost from the first whistle, firing on all cylinders offensively while holding the Warriors to just 27% shooting from three-point range. Scoring came from all angles, including bench stars like Austin Reeves and Luke Kennard. While Golden State struggled to keep pace without their core guns, this game was more than a win. It was a statement. Luka Doncic proved why he's one of the league's most feared talents on any given night, lighting up the scoreboard and creating opportunities. LeBron James showed he's still a force at age 41, serving as a leader and facilitator throughout. The Warriors' woes highlighted how depth doesn't always substitute star power, especially when missing franchise staples like Curry. In a game that could have gone either way on paper, the Lakers seized control and delivered a blowout performance that reshapes narratives around both teams. Whether you're a fan of LA's precision or Golden State's grit, this was a night of basketball that no fan will forget anytime soon. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like and subscribe for more insights into the biggest matchups in sports and geopolitics. A rock legend gets one final honor, a tribute speech turns into chaos, and one daughter's personal struggles suddenly becomes global headlines. This is the real story behind the headlines involving Kelly Osbourne, her mother Sharon Osbourne, and the late rock icon Ozzy Osbourne. In late February 2026, the music world turned its eyes to the Brit Awards in Manchester. But what happened wasn't just about music, it was about grief, controversy, criticism, and the personal cost of living life in public view. From an unfiltered acceptance speech to a viral body-shaming storm, this is a story that rocked the internet beyond just rock fans. At the 2026 Brit Awards, legend met legacy. Ozzy Osbourne, the iconic singer of Black Sabbath and solo rock pioneer, was posthumously honored with the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. Ozzy, who passed away in July 2025 at the age of 76, left behind an unmatched career and a global fan base. The award was meant to celebrate his decades of influence in music history. Walking onto that stage to accept on his behalf were his wife, Sharon Osbourne, and daughter Kelly Osbourne, both beloved figures in entertainment in their own right. But what began as a tribute shifted the moment into something unforgettable. As Sharon took the mic, the audience expected a solemn, polished reflection. What followed was anything but. In her tribute to Ozzy, Sharon didn't just speak from the heart, she spoke with the kind of raw honesty that only decades of life with a rock star could produce. In defending her late husband's unpredictable spirit and joking about how Ozzy hated speeches, Sharon uttered multiple F-bombs during her acceptance to hammer her point home. She even called out for someone to shut the F up, imagining the way Ozzy would react to sitting through an emotional speech. "There will never be another Ozzy effing Osbourne," she declared. The crowd reacted with a mix of shock and applause. But outside the arena, the reaction would take a very different shape. Instead of focusing solely on the tribute to Ozzy, many online commentators quickly shifted the conversation to Kelly Osbourne's dramatic weight loss. Social media feeds lit up with comments, and not all of them kind. Some speculated wildly about the reasons behind her changed appearance. One commenter even compared her to a dead body, a comment that crossed a clear line into body shaming. The response was brutal and swift. Headlines didn't just report on the award moment. They led with speculation about Kelly's health, appearance, and personal choices. Kelly Osbourne didn't stay silent in the face of this backlash. Taking to social media, she hit back at critics, calling the body shaming disgusting. She explained that there were real personal factors behind her weight change, not social media trends or viral diet fads. She emphasized that grief following her father's passing played a huge role, and that recent lifestyle changes and medical history also factored in. Her message was clear. Public figures are still human beings with emotional struggles, and reducing someone to cruel comments about their body is unacceptable. Kelly also reminded audiences that her weight journey was long-standing, not sudden or sensational, and that projecting assumptions based on appearance alone was unfair. This Brit Awards moment became far more than just a music industry event. It shone a spotlight on several global trends, how we talk about grief in public life, the power and danger of social media narratives. The line between celebrity news and personal Ed Sheeran's speech ignited discussion about authenticity. Kelly's experience revealed how quickly conversation can turn from tribute to trolling, and at the center of it all was a family still navigating loss, reminding us that behind every headline are people with real feelings. What do you think? Was the focus on Kelly's appearance fair, or did the world miss the real heart of the moment, Ozzy Osbourne's legacy? Let us know in the comments. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more nuanced global and cultural stories just like this.